Good afternoon, and welcome to the Christmas performance of the Tullahoma Bands. This afternoon's concert will be a showcase of every level of Tullahoma's instrumental music program. Before we begin, we need to thank some people. We are fortunate in the city of Tullahoma to have outstanding businesses and individuals in our town that value this program and give us their complete support. We'd like to take a moment to thank those. Russell Barnett Automotive, Stan McNabb Automotive, Citizens Tri-County Bank, Traders National Bank, Southern Community Bank, Southern Electric, IWS Logistics, Action Graphics, The T-Shirt Spot, Tennessee Tanning Company, Aaron's Rental, Light Tube, GNC of Tullahoma, JSP, Sinorama, Vision Source, Tullahoma Vision Associates, Shahan Outdoor Services, Verizon Wireless, Charles Higgins of CH Used Cars, Courtesy Cleaners, CFC Recycling, and the THS Welding Department for all of their hard work on our trailer repairs this season. Let's give all of these sponsors and friends a round of applause. Without these businesses and individuals, what we see here on stage today with all of the groups you're going to hear would not be possible. We also want to thank our administrators for their outstanding support of our band program and all of the arts in the city of Tullahoma. And as always, we want to thank our parents for the many ways that you support our children. We could not do this without you. Before our sixth graders begin their performance, please turn off your cell phones and electronic devices. If you have small children, we ask that you please sit near an exit in case they become a little restless. If you would like to record today's performance, please be considerate of those that might be sitting behind you, and also please turn down the sound on those devices. The students on stage have worked extremely hard to prepare the music for this concert and don't want the latest ringtone from your Verizon wireless phone as part of the recording. We owe it to them to give them our complete, undivided attention. So let's all take a few moments to disconnect from our technological world and connect with the incredible human art of live music. On the stage before you now is the Tullahoma Middle School beginning 6th grade band. It is always a thrill for us to present these new young musicians in their first performance. This band is comprised of both the West and East Middle School beginning bands. Today, they are playing together combined for the very first time. We know that you will be pleasantly surprised at what they have accomplished in just a few short months. Not everyone learns to play an instrument. It takes physical and mental work. It also takes time and patience while learning an instrument. Each of the musicians here today has demonstrated their ability and desire to be a part of the Tullahoma Band program. They are going to demonstrate what has been learned up to this point in their brief but very successful musical careers. So our year began with learning the basics of reading music and using our air. Before they could begin to produce a sound on their instrument, they needed to learn how to use that air with a practice we call the sizzle technique. Not bad. You can give a round of applause for that. Okay. Once we learned all of these techniques, basics of music, how to use our air, then the big day arrived, the first day with instruments. After learning how to take the instruments out of the cases, how to assemble them, their hand positions, and much, much more, they finally got to produce their first sounds. Before they could move air through the instrument, they have to attempt to learn how to play the first note with their embouchure or shape of their mouth. So therefore, to do that, they had to learn to buzz on their mouthpieces. And it sounded a little bit like this. Somewhere in the distance, you might hear a couple of dogs howling. After learning to breathe and buzz on their mouthpieces, they finally got a chance to play their very first note. This is what they sounded like that day. It was obvious they had a lot of work ahead of them. The second week proved to be quite eventful. Mr. Clark and I worked patiently with the band until they could produce their first note. Now they sounded a little better, like this. quite an improvement, but they needed a little more work before they were ready for this performance. Producing that first note allowed them to proceed to the first lessons where they learned to count, play new notes, and eventually play their first song, Half Note Rock. After building their confidence, they began to play what is called two-part harmony. Two or more different notes played at the same time, essentially. And this began to take on an entirely new sound. They're going to demonstrate this with the El Camino Mariachi duet. So, after getting all those basic skills out of the way, we were able to learn a lot more new rhythms and a lot more new notes. So I'm going to demonstrate one of their other favorite songs, Stepping Stones. Then the time finally arrived that they got to play their first holiday tune. This one is going to feature each of our individual sections, our flutes, clarinets and saxes, trumpets, and then finally our trombones and euphonium. We hope you enjoy Good King Wenceslas. Then the time finally came that we got to do our first full band piece. What I mean when I say that is, everything you've heard up to this point has been typically in unison with the rhythms and the harmonies being very basic. Well, the song they're about to perform actually has, in some sections, up to 6 separate parts at the same time, which is a lot harder than it sounds. These young musicians have done an incredible job. You're going to hear a ton of Christmas and holiday tunes that you love in this one, and we hope you enjoy Name That Christmas Carol.
fear of being surrounded by small creatures like spiders or rats, Christmas Island in December and Australia is the place to overcome this fear. At the first rains of the wet season, about 120 million crabs come out of hiding and start heading toward the ocean. The crab's path remains much the same each year and often takes them directly through areas of human settlement. Caring little for the disruption they cause, armies of crabs march through school grounds, check out the island's shops, invite themselves into homes, create new hazards on the golf course, and slash the tires of local traffic during the Christmas season. The sixth grade beginning band will close their concert with a musical depiction of this phenomenon. We hope you enjoy Invasion of the Christmas Crabs.